Yes, I have two different looks on my eyes. No, I'm not trying to start a new trend. There's a reason for it. There's always a reason why we do things the way we do here at Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. I am a 20-plus year veteran of fashion and beauty journalism. I've worked with some of the biggest names in the industry, and I'm excited to bring Not Fit for Print Beauty here to YouTube so that you have a sort of live kind of beauty magazine to flip through every day or so. Okay, today we're looking at two products and giving them a little bit of a wear test. And yes, I have two different eye looks for that reason. The two different eye looks are courtesy of these very pretty little Claudio Riaz eyeshadow sticks. They are $48 each, and I have them listed down below, but Claudio sells on his own website and at Neiman Marcus. Beautiful products, and I picked up two of these waterproof shades. They are very, very pretty. And in the demo, stick around for the demo because they're unique as far as stick eyeshadow goes. So put up with my two different looks for a purpose. We'll get there. The other thing I want to look at today is a complexion product, a new one out from RMS. This is the SunCoverup Super Tint Broad Spectrum. Get a load of this SPF 50. That's right, I said 50 tinted moisturizer. It's a tinted moisturizer, it's a tinted sunscreen, it hydrates, it defends against blue light, which is what emits from our computers and phones, if you're on a computer and phone all day like I am. It smooths, it brightens and soothes the skin, smooths and soothes, and I would agree with that. I mean, you just got to shake it really well and then let it sit 30 to 60 seconds to set. You can do a few layers, so it's very buildable, but it's always going to be kind of light to light medium coverage, and you know, that is my favorite, with a really natural finish. There are only 13 shades, but that's because they're so stretchy, and I am wearing the shade Cameo right now. So you'll have to stick around. We're kind of in the middle of a wear test now, but I'm going to try to let it go longer. Keep in mind that it is a tinted sunscreen or tinted moisturizer. Those are not really meant to be workhorses. I mean, frankly, SPF wears off really after about 2 hours. It should be reapplied. But I do like, and I'll mention this in the demo and the follow-up, I do like that it's got 50 SPF because it's possible to get the full SPF coverage from a product. It really is, unless you use so much of it. But with 50 SPF, okay, maybe I won't get 50, but I'm still getting a really respectable amount, and it does smooth and soothe the skin. So we got some good products to look at today. I will have them down below in the description bar and where I can up here in YouTube shopping. Check that description bar. We have a really great Facebook group. It's totally free to join. The lovely Helen is running it, and I'm going to get back on there even more. I've been so busy lately, I haven't been able to, so I'm going to go back on there even more today. The link to join that is down below in the description bar. Also, check out joining our YouTube membership. It's a little under $5 a month, and for that you get weekly lives led by me, and all of that money goes into buying cool products to review on this channel. So look for all that good stuff, plus watch for me on Instagram, TikTok, of course, and Threads. Let me take you to some ingredients for these products. The white packaging that you see is the RMS Beauty, and the black packaging you see is the Claudio Riaz ingredients, just so you can peruse those. Probably most important would be the RMS ingredients to make sure that you are not seeing anything that would cause you allergies or migraines. Neither of these products are fragranced. Thank you. So that is really nice. It makes them a lot easier to use. Okay, I want to get right into it right now, and then we'll let a little bit of a wear test. I know we're in the middle of it, but let's go back to where that started right now. Okay, so let me just first address something very quickly. There was obviously a little spill in transit because it arrived a little messy like this. I'm going to clean it off. I hope it hasn't affected the product, but yeah, looks like, oh yeah, ooh, that definitely wanted to come off in transit, so yeah. Okay, we just gave it a little tighten, and I'll give it a little clean off. Let's see how I did with the shade, and let's hope that having it open like that didn't affect the product or oxidize it or make it thicker. Doesn't seem to have. So I did with the shade choice. Nice, no scent. This is supposed to go on with hands, so let me see. Let me try it. A little bit light. Gosh, I have not been great with my sunscreen, so everything's a little light on me lately. Oh, but that's still really pretty once it goes onto the face. It's feeling a little bit sticky, but they do say, and I shook it up, by the way, you do need to shake it, but they do say give it some time to settle in, you know, give it some time to set. I think they say 30 to 60 seconds to set. Okay. And then I'm going to put on a second layer here. Again, we're just doing one side of the face. Wow, this is definitely natural coverage, isn't it? But it's evening out my skin tone. Oh, I'm using my hands because they do say that. The RMS website says to go ahead and apply like you would skincare with your hands. But I have been avoiding using my hands for so long because in general, social media, whether it's YouTube, whether it's TikTok, you guys don't like that. So I've been avoiding doing it for so long that now it actually feels quite awkward. And I think I'm going to get a brush. So just stay right there. Yeah, I just haven't done it for so long that it feels weird. Okay, so it is a tad bit light, but I'm not that mad at it. Really, it's still evened out my skin tone. This side of the face, nothing underneath. No spray, no powder. And I'm letting it set like they said. Let me shake it up again and just get a little bit more out on there. And I'm going to use a brush this time. I think you guys prefer that generally anyway. And I'm getting to where I prefer it because I've been doing it now for so long. Definitely a little bit of a thicker coverage too with the brush. So do with that information what you will. I actually like the application with my hand a little bit better, which is no wonder the brand recommended it. But let's go ahead. Once it sets, it really does set quite nicely. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting with the brush. It's almost a little bit shinier, like it changes the finish, which makes sense actually. Okay, so this side now is set. This side isn't. Still a little bit sticky. But this is a tinted moisturizer, and I think generally most tinted moisturizers are a little bit sticky because they feel like a moisturizer, and that's exactly what this one is. You can see what it's done to the back of my hand. This had no product on it, and this one did. It just definitely has kind of smoothed out the coverage. Let's see. I am enjoying this coverage though. I think that's really pretty. So it would need a little bit of powder just because it's a tinted moisturizer. And I'm not going to put on concealer because I'm not going to put on concealer. So I just want to test this product. If you put concealer, if you put powder, we all use different ones and you can't tell what's doing the creasing. So I won't. We'll just put up with any imperfections on my skin. Today, I will tell you that I have been working with, just a little alert here, I have been working with the brand new Westman Atelier concealer. And when I first tried it, I tried it just on its own with nothing else to interfere with it. It does need a little bit of powder and it needs the foundation with it, but when you combine it with those things, it has been flawless. So I'm tempted to use it today, but I won't. I'm just going to let this go. It has sat now more on this side than this, but it's still a tad bit sticky. My hair's not going to stick to it or anything like that, but it is a little bit, you know, it kind of needs to be set a little bit, but what a pretty product. Okay, I'm just going to go off and just kind of, you know, do my eyebrows and things like that. And then we're going to try these beautiful Claudio Riaz eyeshadow sticks. We have 2 of them. So I'm very excited about that. So stay right there. And we'll also wear test how this RMS is going and check in a little bit. Stay right there. Okay, before we get to these beautiful eyeshadow sticks from Claudio Riaz, I want to show you a few hours, 2 hours of wear from this RMS, which I have cleaned up a little bit here. The SunCoverup Super Tint Broad Spectrum SPF. It's doing really, really well, actually. A very subtle glow. I don't have any highlighter on. I don't even have any bronzer. A little bit of blush. Everything I'm talking about will be down below in the description bar, including the products. I'm wearing a lip gloss from Claudio Riaz over a Tom Ford liner, and including the eyeshadow sticks we're going to use. It'll all be down there. And where I can, I'll try to put stuff up here in YouTube shopping as well. Okay, but this has been wearing really well, just 2 hours in, and we'll let the wear test go a little longer. But it's really looking nice. It's not showing any sort of pores. I mean, I need a little bit of concealer, but I'm just not putting it on for the wear test, but it's really doing a nice job of evening out my skin tone and making a really kind of pretty moisturized look. And I'll let this wear test go longer, but so far not even sinking into lines, and actually not doing a bad job of concealing, but it would be very pretty actually with the Westman Atelier. Okay, so I've got two eyeshadow sticks here, shade R02 and shade R10. R02 I should say, is this pretty gold shade. Let's do that right here. And that one, I'm going to do this as a one and done, but this would also be really pretty kind of inside the eye. So what I'm going to do here, and it's going to give me a little bit of playing time, I just put it really sloppily all over my lid. And I'm going to grab this Refer number 32 and just kind of use it to just kind of blend the product. I'm not getting too fancy schmancy with it here. Now you could of course use your fingers. I'm going to get it into the inner corner of the eye too. You could use your fingers quite easily. I like that little wash of that kind of a golden bronze. And this is again the shade R02 or R02. That's really pretty. And it's got a nice consistency to it in that it's very easy. This is easier to adjust and to sheer out than pretty much most other. It feels almost like a combination of a liquid and a stick shadow. Generally the stick shadows are going to be a little bit harder to blend. This one blended very nicely and very quickly, almost like it were a cream or a liquid shadow. And you can do a lot with this. I just put it over the entire eye because I like eyeshadow sticks for that purpose. And I'm just going to let it kind of set there, okay? And set on my hand as well to show you. Next to the swatch of the R10 shade, which I'll do right now. This is kind of a silvery blue, kind of a cooler silver shade. And I'm going to do the same thing here and just put it all over the lid and then blend it. Look at how pretty that is. I don't usually go for a blue, but this is a really silver blue. It's very mermaidy and pretty. And once again, I'm not doing anything fancy. I just want to cover the lid with it. I'm going to have two different eyes here. I'm going to take this same, this is a Refer number 2. I'm going to take this Refer number 2 and going right there. And again, it's giving me a nice amount of playtime with the shadow. And it's just a very pleasant eyeshadow stick to use, if that makes sense. Sometimes with eyeshadow sticks, not with this one, but oftentimes I should say with eyeshadow sticks, I feel like I'm pulling on my eyelids, and I do not feel that way here. And I've made a really kind of dark, deep, these would be really nice together, used together, but boy, what a contrasting eye look. And I'm just doing it really sloppy, letting them set. I just like the playtime it has and the ability of the control of a stick, but the ease of use of a cream or a liquid. Creams and liquids can, especially if you're me, remember, journalist, beauty journalist, not a makeup artist. There is a difference. I can find that the creams and the liquids can get away from me a little quickly. So with a stick like this, you have a lot more control, but I love the fact that the product feels kind of fluid and you can really kind of play with it a little bit and get it on your eye the way that you want to. And this is a really pretty, almost like goes mint green, silver, blue, as you can see. And as I let it sit, it sets a little bit more as well. And when it sets like that, I mean, it's not going to set perfectly ever, it really isn't, but as it sets like that, or as it kind of settles in, I should say, more than sets, that's when you can avoid creasing and whatnot. This would also be a very pretty base to put a little bit of powder eyeshadow over, especially that gold. This is more of a statement making on its own, but it would be pretty as part of a look. And I can see this gold here, taking maybe some bronzer and putting it in the crease. In fact, let's try that. Stay right there. I brought over a YSL bronzer. I thought this would be kind of fun. Let's go ahead and take it. I don't really have the right brush, but this is fine. This is a Refer number 2 brush. And I just want to, since I have hooded eyes, take away the little bit of sparkle. Again, this isn't going to have any sort of fallout. This is suspended in kind of a cream. I just want to tone down the sparkle in the crease. And look at that. What an understated, sophisticated look. Very pretty. And on this side, I suppose I could do the same on this side. It's not really, I don't know. But there we go. Yeah, I like it better with the gold though. But it still works. So a very, very pretty, I should even this out before I film our intro, but very, very pretty. I'm going to come back. We'll take a look at how the eyeshadow is faring. I'll leave the two separate looks. And then we'll also continue to watch our RMS SunCoverup Super Tint Broad Spectrum SPF 50 tinted moisturizer. Stay right there. Okay, we have 8 hours. About 2 hours ago, I reapplied my lip products, and I probably need to touch them up again. So ignore that portion, as this is not a lip review. The little eye sticks from Claudio Riaz are still holding up beautifully, and I am particularly still in love with this gold shade with the bronzer. The bronzer was fine on the side too, but it's enough of a statement making eye on its own. And I do love how this particular R10 shade doesn't know if it's blue or green or teal or mint or silver. I like that. And this gold, ooh, I'm in love. That, for some reason, I'm just in love with that subtlety. All right, let's take a look at our RMS tinted moisturizer, the SunCoverup Super Tint Broad Spectrum, and let's see how it is holding up. What's kind of nice about this being SPF 50, it's really impossible to get the full SPF benefit. We all know this, right? You have to put on so much of it. But this is 50, so even if I'm getting half of it, I still feel pretty good about it. So let's take a look here. Not bad. It's been a while, so as you know. So it's breaking up underneath here. It needs some powder. Some concealer and powder. And it is breaking up a little bit around the nose and the lines here. Again, this is where I would usually have concealer and powder, and it needs it. It is a tinted moisturizer. This is not going to be your workhorse. This is going to be your, I'm by the pool, I'm on vacation, I just want to kind of a no makeup look and even out my skin tone. Wear tests are not always the kindest on tinted moisturizers, but by the same token, no one wants their makeup to last an hour. So I did want to give it a little bit of a stretch, but this isn't promising any sort of 24-hour wear or anything like that. It's essentially a tinted moisturizer. Some people would call it a tinted sunscreen even at 50 SPF. But it's held up really nicely. It's actually one of my favorite that I've tested, and I'll tell you why. I like the coverage, that light medium coverage. I like the fact that it's 50 SPF because you're always going to get a nice amount of sun coverage even if you don't get all 50. I think it evens out the skin tone beautifully. Add in a little bit of concealer, add in a teeny bit of powder. You don't have to go crazy, and you'd have a really pretty look. And with 13 shades, they're stretchy. So I got to tell you, thumbs up to both of these products. I think Claudio Riaz has some beautiful shades to choose from. And again, if you like the control of a stick shadow, but the ease of a cream, or kind of a potted or liquid shadow, I highly recommend these, and I think the shades are very pretty, along with his lip gloss, which I can see I need to reapply. But overall, really pleased with the products in front of me today, and I hope you will be too. Check them out down below. Hey, don't forget to share and like, and tell me what your thoughts are on all this. That's what makes us a community, and the kindest thing that you can do for me is, of course, to subscribe to this channel. I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Hourglass is coming up.